Hi, today is January 4th, 2025, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 16 for the year, Contemplative Gull. Contemplative gull, looking out at the water, will you take flight or just stand on those posts contemplating? Are you thinking about food or about how long it might take you to become a bodhisattva? Do all of your hopes and dreams and contemplations come down to fish, or do you aspire to be more than what you are? Or do you think that striving, rather than just being, is a foolish pursuit? Are you fully satisfied to just be present in the moment and to just be the gull that you are? In which case, is there an argument to be made that you have already attained all that there is to be attained? As I asked these questions, you flew down and floated on the water for a moment, then took to the skies, and being human, I found myself wanting to look through your eyes. Poem number 17, The Middle. He didn't know where the beginning of him began or where the end of him ended, nor did he know where his beginning ended or where his ending began. All he knew is that he was dissatisfied with his middle, and that he would soon return to the gym. Poem number 18, Every One. Every Buddha and every bodhisattva, every acolyte, apostle, and disciple, every imam and every ayatollah, every saint, every sinner, every true believer, every three, every two, every one. I don't know why there isn't a rabbi in there. That poem is flawed. No time to fix it now. Onward and upward. Poem number 19, The Battles of Light and Dark. And when the false light battled the true darkness, it was almost like flipping a coin. And one wondered who to root for, and one wondered when the results would be known. And when the true light battled the true darkness, or the false darkness, it was the same difference as it was when the false light battled the false darkness. It all just goes to show, you never know with these things. Poem number 20, The Stone Ring. The stone ring was several ring sizes too big, and it was heavy, and it chafed, and it was unwieldy and impractical as a ring. But she hammered a nail into the wall and hung the stone ring on the nail, and there she kept it very well. And when people came over and inquired about the ring, she made up a story, the story of the stone ring. And if you're very good, perhaps she will tell it to you. Poem number 21, The Story of the Stone Ring. Once there was a ring made out of stone, the wisdom woman said. But before it was a ring, it was a wheel, and before it was a wheel, it was an enormous sculpture, and before that, it was one of the rings of Saturn. The ring left Saturn and fell to earth. It shrank in the atmosphere to the size of a sculpture, where it was worshipped for nearly 5,000 years. Then it was chipped away at and sanded down to the size of a wheel, and was part of a vehicle for nearly 500 years. Then a giant woman who loved a normal-sized man put the stone wheel on her finger, and both she and the stone wheel were reduced to normal size, and the woman and the man lived together for nearly 50 years, after which the ring fell into my hands, but fell off of my finger, and that is why I have hung it up on the wall with a nail for nearly 5 years. Although the story of the stone ring was not very interesting, everyone the wisdom woman told it to appreciated it greatly. And the last poem of the day, poem number 22, The Paper Boy. She said, "You're so thin, and your skin is so pale and flawless and perfect, and you're so young, like a boy, a paper boy. You're my paper boy." Then she said, "What shall I do with you? Shall I tattoo the story of the stone ring across your beautiful back? Shall I light a match and see if you burn? Shall I crumple you up and throw you in the bin? Or shall I just stare at your pale, flawless perfection until I lose control?" The paper boy replied, "I don't feel as though I ought to have any say in the matter, but I would prefer that you have your way with me rather than burn me or throw me away." So she tattooed the story of the stone ring on his back, then had her way with him, and left him crumpled but not burned on her bed. "Oh, my dear, sweet paper boy," she said, "you really delivered." All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.